Reigns' 99th National Convention here in Daytona Beach, Florida. I'm James Roy of the National Public Relations Committee.
And I'm Ray Morrell, also at the National Public Relations Committee. And here's your daily brief.
Our first topic of the day was a proclamation from Daytona Beach City Commissioner and Associate Member of the Marine Corps League, Stacy Cantu. She read a proclamation on behalf of Mayor Derrick Henry.
Following that was a presentation from Eva Joppa, who is the Marine Corps League Auxiliary National President. She actually steps down as National President at the end of this week, but she included in her report about the growth of the Marine Corps League Auxiliary. There's 3 new units that were started this current year, and through the year they've had donations over $61,000 that the Marine Corps League Auxiliary has contributed throughout the nation.
Numerous awards were given throughout the day, but we want to focus on a few of them and make a few points about them. The first one is going to be the Heroism Award, which was awarded to James D. Hutto Jr. of Florida for actions that he performed on 25 October 2021. There were also approximately 25 Distinguished Citizen Golds awarded. Half of those were to the Florida National Convention Committee, and another one of distinction was to Mike Russell, who has achieved 64 years of service as a member in good standing of the Marine Corps League.
He became a member in 1958 and continues his membership today.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. Other awards included the Victor Fisher Award, which is an award that Board of Trustees can give to any member of their Board of Trustees, starting from the department, the division, or the national. So Commandant Johnny Baker, on behalf of the National Board of Trustees, awarded the Victor Fisher Award to Jerry Holt, who happens to be the Southeast Division Vice Commandant for the Marine Corps League. The Victor Fisher Award basically demonstrates that devotion, the dedication, and the esprit de corps any individual member of the Board of Trustees provides to that respective board. Following that, the Richard Gore Leadership Award was also presented by Commandant Baker, of course. And that person is the one who demonstrates vision, leadership, and inspires motivation and enthusiasm. And that award went to our National Junior Vice Commandant, T.J. Morgan. So congratulations to those. The Marine Corps League Public Relations Committee was also recognized with the Meritorious Combination Individual Award. Part of that was due to all the support that we provide to the Marine Corps League for helping to push the message of our detachments, our divisions, and departments, and the national organization.
One last thing on awards is not really an award, but streamers for the individual detachments to take home were delayed, and because of that, each streamer or each department commandant should see the Credential Committee's chair to have a good address to mail all the streamers for their department. They don't need to, individual detachments don't need to also go see her. The departments will then distribute those to all the different detachments. The next topic that was talked about during the day was the Youth Physical Fitness Program, and was presented by Bull Durham, the chair of that committee. He explained that the program was developed as a substitute for our youth as an alternative to drugs and alcohol. And he also mentioned during his talk that the community service ribbon could be issued to members of the JRTC. And for more information on that, you should revert to Bull and see if you might be able to award something to one of your local youth for that. Also mentioned during his speech was there was an event in Arkansas just a few months ago that involved members of the JRTC competing with pull-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, and running. And there was members of the Marine Corps that showed up to help volunteer in judging the members of that were participating. And I'm going to just do a little quote that Bull gave. He said, "As we look over the horizon to new services and achievements, we look at this program to set the stage for the youth of today and tomorrow." That was the conclusion of his portion of that, but it was followed up by a $1,000 donation from the Department of Massachusetts to the program itself.
And Youth Physical Fitness Program is actually a program that is coordinated through the Marine Corps League. The Marine for Life program is also presented this afternoon. For those that aren't familiar with it, Marine for Life connects transitioning Marines and their family members to the educational resources, employment opportunities, and other veteran services that aid in the career and life goals outside of the military service. So again, it connects the military member themselves and also supports the spouse with whatever needs that they need as they're searching for their career goals once they leave military service. But the presentation was given by Dave Ocean, who is Marine Corps League liaison for the Marine for Life, along with Mark Munger, who is also Marine for Life liaison himself. That was also supported with Rick Butler, who is their section head for the Marine for Life program, and has actually brought in a staff sergeant, if I pronounce this correctly, Tonhorn from New York, who is also Marine for Life liaison. Marine for Life is a significant program by the Marine Corps that is supported by the Marine Corps League. And with the Marine Corps League, it's an excellent opportunity for us as detachments and departments and divisions and a national organization to make those connections for our fellow Marines getting out of service and again amplifying for their spouses. Get them in touch with their communities, their new communities, which also brings them back into contact with the Marine Corps League. So great resource tool on that one.
Next up is the National Convention itself, and the committee chair, Jim Ransom, came up and spoke first about a service that could help us. There's a gentleman here at the convention named Chris Giblin who has an information booth out in front. He can help your even departments put on conventions and help you with the aspect of the hotels and lining things up like that. So there will be more information out there to ask about that. So next up was the Oklahoma City Convention next year in 2023, where the Marine Corps League will be celebrating their 100-year anniversary. This convention will happen at the Omni, which has 605 rooms available for convention goers.
There's actually 7 hotels and 3 separate bars within there. What the convention committee also stated was that the hotel registration will open this coming Monday, calling the Omni itself. All the information is available for that, and as a public relations committee, we're working with the local convention committee for 2023. We're going to be putting forward a Facebook event that has relevant information on there. That'll happen sometime this weekend yet still. We've got a little bit of work to catch up from this convention, but stay tuned for more information. As planning continues, more detail will be announced in the progressing months.
Including a slideshow that they showed here and said they would release to us to give to you.
Right.
So keep looking forward to that information. Next up was Denver in 2024. Was voted in as and passed by the convention, and we will be at the Hyatt Denver Tech Center,
Which is actually on the south side of Denver.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's on the south side. I did a little research on that one earlier. But there were numerous facilities that solicited an RFP, and the delegates of this year's convention voted on going to Denver for 2024. So,
and that convention will be from 10 to 17 August 2024.
Awesome.
Next up was the Marine Corps League Foundation. They continued their call for all detachments to donate $100. This was followed up by Commandant Johnny Baker calling again for all the detachments to donate the $100, and that with over 1,140 detachments in the Marine Corps League, we can make a real difference in their funds. This was then continued into different detachments, departments, and divisions coming up to the microphone to donate checks already going for next year.
Right. And for those that aren't aware, the Marine Corps League Foundation is distinctly different from the Marine Corps Foundation or the Marine Corps Heritage Foundation. The Marine Corps League Foundation, if you do a web search, obviously search Marine Corps League Foundation. Their outreach is quite impressive. For individual assistance grants, they've given out just this past year $13,800. For disaster relief assistance for Marine Corps League members, they've doled out $2,500 in grants. They've also presented $5,000 in ROTC scholarships, and that does not include the 139 individual scholarships available for Marine Corps League members and their family members. That was over $97,000 this year. So combined donations given by our Marine Corps League Foundation just this year is over $118,000. So yes, that $100 contribution, minimum $100 contribution as being asked by Commandant Johnny Baker to all their local detachments, that'll really bolster the funds for our Marine Corps League Foundation.
That's outstanding. Next up was PNC Dennis Tobin giving the past National Commandant report. There were many topics discussed, but the one of note that we want to point out was that all the detachments need to get in compliance with their installation reports and 990s.
You know, that's an ongoing message, and that needs to be reminded year after year, administration after administration. Submitting your reports of officer installation is very important for a number of reasons, because again, a complete report of officer installation also includes the date, time, location, or the daytime location that you host your detachment meetings. It identifies who your officers are, which that part is needed because of bonding purposes for financial reasons, but it also, the information from that helps get populated in the detachment locator that gets used off of our National Marine Corps League website. So when people inquire about the Marine Corps League and they go to the detachment locator and find out that the information posted is not right, well, the information in part comes from those reports of officer installation. But then the 990s are a big part of IRS compliance, and we all definitely understand the need for IRS compliance. And as Senior Vice Commandant Warren Griffin made mention, when the IRS hires 87,000 new employees, well, they're probably going to be looking for a job to do, which might include reviewing 990s for nonprofit organizations. So definitely want to look at keeping compliance in place, yes?
Definitely.
We ended up the day with nominations, and the nominations were for the 4 national elected officer positions: the Commandant, the Senior Vice Commandant, the Junior Vice Commandant, and the Judge Advocate. Elections for those will take place tomorrow, but again, nominations were brought out today. The nominations also included the Division Vice Commandants of the Central Division, the Midwest Division, and the Southwest Division. Again, those positions will be voted on tomorrow, so the outcome of those elections will be installed tomorrow evening.
Remember to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and like, comment, and share our videos on YouTube, and be sure to subscribe to our channel. There you'll find plenty of videos from the National Convention, but it's of note that all of our actual footage from the National Convention will be uploaded, but it may take us a week or so to get the video editing in before we release those. So be sure to be subscribed so that you will get those when they come out. So from the 2022 Marine Corps League National Convention in Daytona, Florida, this has been your National Public Relations Committee keeping you informed.
Semper Fi.
Semper Fi.